Welcome back to Alliance War. It's Season 37, War 2. For Loki is facing GWS. We're starting off on Path 9A, which is the Hazard Shift Incinerate Poison path. And I'm bringing my brand new toy, my Rank 4 CGR, to fight this Void. Very common placement. And it's a pretty easy fight. You do the normal CGR rotation. Start off with the heavy for the aptitude buff. Do a lightning combo for the power gain. Then all we need to do is parry with a medium ending combo, and we're going to go straight into a massive special 2. I have popped some cosmic power back boosts, so I immediately shoot back up to a special 3, and this fight is over. Now, I did turn on part of the recoil tree for this fight. I turned on the poison side. I did not turn on the bleed side because who wants to have a bleed debuff against Void? That sounds like a terrible idea, and I'm saving my terrible ideas for later on in this war. So next up, I have to go fight this Black Widow Clairvoyant. But before I do, I need to use those 3 unused mastery points, turn on the rest of the recoil tree, so that way I'm maximizing my damage. I'm going to be using Rhulk for this fight. He's pretty recoil friendly since he's poison immune. And I'm going to be fighting Black Widow Clairvoyant. There's really not much here. The only real annoying component of her on this node is this insult to injury, which just decreases my ability accuracy for every debuff that's placed. I'm starting off with 1 from the poison. And of course, she just throws a ton of debuffs with her heavies and her special 1. She'll have a lot of special 1s because of the power gain node in this particular fight. But at the end of the day, CGR is my brand new toy, but Rhulk, he's just my old friend, man. He's the greatest. This is my rank 4. I love him. He's my favorite science champ. I argue that he's the best science champ, but we'll have another video, or lots of videos, where I make that bold proclamation. Here, I just end the fight with a special 2, gain a little bit healing because I messed up and took some combos to the face. Yeah, pretty usual. Next up, Titania on node 21. Titania is a new champ, so I'm guessing that's why they placed her. Having seen her in Cav Event Quest, she is not much of a defender at all. She only really has 2 dangerous mechanics. The first one, she's got a similar thing to Elsa, wherein she gains some furies if she's fighting large or extra large champions, which Rhulk is. Whatever. The other thing is her Haymakers mechanic, which is when she dashes forward or throws a heavy or something. She gains a unstoppable and unblockable and an indestructible buff that lasts a few seconds, and then it goes a cooldown for 30 seconds. It's like the original build for Luke Cage, where he got the indestructible at the beginning of the fight and then it never came back. It's almost completely useless on defense. So Rhulk was just going to completely play around it and just beat her down. Yeah, here he's just going to wait it out. No big deal. And then we just go right back to beating her to death. So yeah, I mean, look, I get the strategy of placing new champs on defense. Spoiler alert, I did the same to our opponents. I took my infamous Iron Man and threw him on the boss node, figuring that, you know, like they did with Titania here, that's a new champ, new animations, maybe unfamiliarity with mechanics. But I'm familiar enough with her tiny kit that I know that this isn't going to be a problem fight for me. So here we have the main event of this war, Nick Fury on 22. This is Hazard Shift Incinerate Shock along with some other stuff. I spent about 30 minutes talking about this assignment with my fellow officer PWF. We kind of settled this was a Kitty fight, but we both hate Kitty because she dies all the time, and we don't have really anyone in our battle group that uses her regularly because we never assign her. So instead we said, well, let's do CGR normal rotation, and maybe he can, you know, nuke Nick down. And so that was part of the impetus for me ranking CGR to rank 4 in order to ensure that we get this fight. So I do the normal CGR rotation into the special 2. I throw the special 3, and I'm anticipating that Nick is going to be healing right back up. And then I'll just have to do the rinse repeat CGR while being careful of Nick's specials. So here we go. And Nick doesn't heal. The fuck? And I am really confused about what is going on. I just kind of stand there and look, trying to figure it out, and then I kill him. What I realize is that the Special 3, he's shrugging the damnation at the end of his life model decoy, which places the armor brakes on him, which in turn triggers the sick and tired global, of which CGR benefits. So once I talked to DLL and figured that out, I decided to share with my fellow officers in 4 Loki, only for Karate Mike to tell me that he already knew that. Thanks for telling us, Karate Mike. And also, shout out to Karate Mike for designing the thumbnail for my first war video. I was very sweet of him. He's a wonderful man, and he's been a great friend to me. Anyway, now we're on path 2B, and we're fighting a Darkhawk. He's a conduit defender, but I have a rank 3 Medusa, and, well, she destroys robots. So really, this fight is over as soon as I get to a Special 1, which I do right now, and it's over. So I'm just going to speed up the rest of it, because why watch stuff that's completely uninteresting? Medusa's an old champ, but she still has a ton of uses in this game, especially against robots. The next fight on this strike counter path is going to be SpiderHam, who is a traditional nemesis of mine. As a planner, it's generally my prerogative to avoid fighting SpiderHams, because I have died to him a ton over the years. But, like I said, I got to take my new car out for a spin, and I'm going to do my normal CGR rotation, and I am going to cook this piggy in 1 Special 2. I mean, look at this damage. Bacon! Another victory for CGR. All right, ooh, and I got a little summer event completion. Yay me. Actually, that ended up being 180 units, which even for a whale is pretty nice. Next up, we've got another conduit defender. This is Silver Surfer. This is a pretty easy fight. It's just another normal CGR rotation. At rank 4, he's just a monster, even against a rank 4 defender. So we throw the Special 2. We get a decent amount of power back. I don't even bother dexing it, because with all the armor breaks, it's literally 1 5-hit combo to kill Surfer. And many, many moons ago, I failed on a dex of an XP1 with Captain America Infinity War and died. You know, I can just play conservative. I don't have any more fights with CGR. That video lingered there for a minute because I miscounted my energy like a real dummy. So I had to wait 8 minutes for PWF to bail me out so I could do this last fight, which is Torch, another conduit defender on Conflictor. I saw it, and I immediately said, oh, I'll do it with rhulk, because, like I said, rhulk is the man. He's great for Conflictor. He doesn't rely on debuffs to do damage, and he's going to get a ton of his heat charges by fighting Torch naturally. What I didn't think about was the difficulty in doing alternating hits, causing him to have really high prowess on his specials, and I'm in trouble in this fight early by taking this stuff on the block. He's just doing a ton of damage through my block, so I have to be very, very, very careful. Fortunately, rhulk doesn't fail me. He's my boo. He's a great-looking guy. He's a great friend. He might be the Karate Mike of my roster. Anyway, so I'm going to hit into Torch's block a couple times just to take some chip damage. I'm going to wait for my opening and just finish him off with a Special 1. Not particularly great planning, not particularly great play there, but, you know, that's par for the course on my channel. Anyway, I assigned myself 8 fights because PWF is a jerk. I got through them all despite some poor effort in a couple, but that's all for this war. Thanks for watching.